Good afternoon, friends. In this CEC Gurukul lecture series, I will be discussing about practical aspects of the contract costing. We have discussed earlier also how do you solve the practical questions in your examination like situation, that if you are being given a practical situation, that is you are given certain figures, you are given certain situations that a company has incurred the following expenses, this is the trial balance of the company, you are given certain facts, and on the base of that you have to find out that what is the profit or the loss that is being earned by the contractor, right? So as it says, two parties, normally we are preparing the account in the contractor's account, and the basic account, the main account is contract account, and the idea of the basic theme of preparing the contract accounting is to find out the profit that is being transferred to the profit and loss account, the notional profit, right? Out of that some portion is being transferred to the reserve. We have discussed in our previous lectures what is the basis on the basis of which we transfer the amount to the profit and loss account, and what amount we transfer to the reserve account, and so on and so forth. What are the items which we show on the debit side of the contract account, what items we show on the credit side. So I am not repeating it, you can refer my previous lectures on the contract costing and you can find out. Now let's come straight to a problem, that if this is the situation in a business of a contractor company, right, then how will you find out the profit and loss account, how will you prepare the balance sheet? Now let's take a practical problem and practical example, right? So say for any company like Engineers Limited or any name XYZ Limited undertook several contracts during the year 2019, any year. The following information relates to a contract. It is not 9, it is a contract. So direct material 20,250, direct wages 15,500, stores issued. So these are the figures which are given you, that this is the situation, and once again I am repeating that these figures I have intentionally taken small figures that so that the calculations remain easy. Store issued 10,500, loose tools 2,500, tractor expenses, running material means you, in the business, in the contract, the tractor must be using it, right? The business, the contractor. So for tractor, it has incurred running material 2,300, wages of driver 3,000. So the total tractor expenses is 5,300. Other direct charges 2,650. The contractor took 13 weeks on its completion, right? So there is a 52 week of the whole year. So 13 weeks has been taken by the contractor to complete the work. The contractor took 13 weeks in completion. The value of loose tools and stores returned at the end of the period were rupees 200 and 3,000 respectively. So I mean, out of the loose tools and the stores that have been issued, there are 200 rupees worth of loose tools and 3,000 worth of stores were being returned from the site to the store. The plant was also returned at a value of rupees 16,000 after charging depreciation at the rate of 20%. Friends, again I am focusing on this point that you please keep in mind whether the depreciation is at a rate or the depreciation says X percentage per annum. So it says the plant was returned at a value of 16,000 after charging depreciation at 20%, right? So value of tractor was 20,000 and the depreciation was to be charged to the contractor, to the tractor 15% per annum. You distinguish these 2 points. In the previous point it says the plant was returned at value of rupees 16,000 after charging depreciation at 20%. So it means the value of the plant must have been 20,000 because you are charging 20% depreciation. So 20% of 20,000 comes to be 4,000. So that's why the plant must have been valued 20,000 rupees, and after the depreciation of 20%, 16,000 rupees worth of plant is being returned to store. Here in this point, that as far as the tractor is concerned, and you see in the previous point I said contractor took 13 weeks on its completion, that is 4 months have been taken. So if it is per annum, so you will charge depreciation only for the 4-month period. You will not charge 15% whole 15% of this 20,000, you will charge depreciation for only 4 months on the tractor. So this tractor has been utilized on this contract for 4 months at the rate of 15% per annum. The administrative and office expenses are to be provided at 10% of works cost, profit to be charged at 20% of the total cost. What it means is that this contract is of cost plus contract. So whatever the contract is, cost is, on the cost of the contract, you will add up 20% profit on it, and that will be the contract price. So this is cost plus contract. Prepare the aforesaid account assuming the balance of the contract was duly received from the contractee. So this is a very simple situation in which the contract has been completed during the year itself. Normally I said that in some previous lectures we discussed that contract is an ongoing process, so it takes more than a year to complete, but so in that case the whole of the profit is not being shown in the profit and loss account of that very year. But this is a simple issue. Here the contract has been completed during the period itself, so whole of the profit that will be earned will be transferred to the profit and loss account. Now let's see how you do it. So plant is 20,000 rupees. So how you have calculated the sundry? The plant has been returned 16,000 rupees after charging 20% depreciation, right? So this 16,000 is 80%. So what is comes to be 100%? It means it is 100% is 20,000. So 20,000 is this the way you calculated the value of the plant. Direct material 20,250 is given our example. Direct wages 15,500. 2 stores issued 10,500. These all figures are given in our example, that this much worth of stores. Stores means material, small materials things. Stores is being issued to the contract, right? So tractor expenses again is given, that running charges 2,300, wages to drivers 3,000, total is 5,300, right? So now coming to the credit side, stores return again is given out of the stores issued. That store issued is 10,500, out of which 3,000 has been returned to the from contract to the store, right? So 3,000. Loose tools return 200, again we are crediting on in the contract. Plant return again is 20,000 we are showing on the debit side, 4,000 is the depreciation. On the credit side we are showing plant return 16,000 rupees, right? So this is the total works cost comes to be 58,150. So the balance of the works cost is brings total CD, right? So coming to the debit side again, balance 58,100. Then it says administrative and office expenses are 10% of the works cost. So what is our works cost? 58,150. So your administrative cost is 10% of the works cost, that is 5,810. So the total of the debit side of that comes to be 63,965. Balance being the total cost, so 63,965. So the bank account 76,000. What you are showing is that 20% of the total cost is being shown as profit. So the profit and loss account of the total cost, this comes to be 63,965. You add up 20% of it, comes to be 12,793, right? So this is your total profit which will add up, and that is the contract price which will make it 76,758, right? So and its example says the whole of the contract amount has been received. So by bank account the amount received by the contractee 76,758, right? So this is a very simple example which we have taken, in which the whole contract has been completed during the year itself. It is a case of cost plus contract, where the profit we have charged by the contractor on the basis of the total cost of the project, right? So this is the way you calculate the contract account. Let's take another example. Now let's discuss a little bit more complicated a problem as compared to the previous one. So ABC Limited began its trade work business contract on 1st January 2006 or 16, whatever the year you may be. During the year, the company was engaged on only one contract, of which the contract price was 5 lakh rupees. The contractor is involved only in one contract, right? That is 5 lakh rupees. of the plant and the material charged to the contract. Plant which cost rupees 5,000, the material which cost rupees 4,000 were lost in an accident. So this is abnormal loss. 5,000 and 4,000, that will be shown to the in the profit and loss account. That is a abnormal loss directly charged to the profit and loss account. On 31st December, plant which cost rupees 5,000 was returned to the store. So this 5,000 rupees worth of plant will be shown on the credit side of the contract account. The cost of work done but uncertified was 2,000 rupees. So it will be shown as a credit side of the contract account as work in progress. Material costing rupees 4,000 were hands on site. Again, it is a closing stock of the material will be shown on the credit side of the contract account. Charge 10% depreciation on plant. It doesn't say 10% per annum. It says charge depreciation 10% on plant. So whatever the plant has been issued, whatever the value of the plant has been issued, will charge 10% depreciation on the plant, right? So trial balance on 31st December is given that share capital, creditors, cash received, 80% of the work certified, 2 lakh rupees, right? So this 2 lakh rupees is 80%. So you will calculate what is the value of the work certified. 2 lakh divided by 80 into 100, right? So you can find out what is the work certified. Land and building 43,000, bank balance 25,000. This is all given in your question. Material 90,000, plant 25,000, wages 1,40,000, expenses 7,000, right? So the total of the two sides, that is the trial balance two side, is 3,30,000 rupees. On the base of this information, like in a business, this is the situation. Out of this situation, you have to prepare the contract account and find out what is the profit or the loss of the business. How much profit will be transferred to the profit and loss account, what amount of profit will be shown to the transfer to the reserve account, like this. These are the things, right? So firstly, material 90,000, plant 25,000, wages 1,40,000. This is all being given to you, right? That these are the expenses that have been incurred. Plant worth 25,000 has been issued, wages of 1,40,000 has been paid during the year, material of 90,000 has been issued to the contract, right? Expenses of 7,000 rupees has been incurred in this contract, right? So on the credit side, let's see work in progress. It says 2 lakh rupees has been received, which is 80% of the work certified. So what is work certified is that comes to be 2,50,000 rupees. And it is also being given work uncertified 2,000 rupees. So the work in progress comes to be 2,50,000 rupees. I hope this point of 2,50,000 is clear, because it says the work certified is X amount is being calculated. Let's see, right? Here it says, right? It says 80%. This 2 lakh is 80%, and this comes to be work certified 80 lakh. 2 lakh has been received, which is 80%. So what is 100%? 2,50,000 rupees. Work uncertified 2,000, it comes to be 2,52,000. So plant is 25,000, wages I have already explained. So what is the profit and loss account? So here I said, if there is any abnormal loss, that will be not charged to the contract account, that will be separately charged as a abnormal loss, that will be shown transferred to the profit and loss account. By profit and loss account, abnormal loss of material 4,000, plant 5,000. So this is 9,000 is the abnormal loss, right? So by plant returned to stores, right? This is plant abnormal loss, and then plant returned to store. At the end of the period, 5,000 worth of plant has been returned, of which 500 is the depreciation figure. How this depreciation of 500 has come? Because the question says that charge depreciation at the rate of 20% per annum, and this contract has been completed in a particular period of time. So this 500 is 5,000 minus 500, that comes to be 4,500. That is 5,000 minus 500 is the depreciation, right? So it comes to be 4,500. Plant at site, again 15,000 minus depreciation, that comes to be 13,500. Material at site 4,000 rupees, right? So what is the balance? You calculate the total of the credit side, that comes to be 2,83,000. So the balance is 21,000 rupees, right? So this is balance CD 21,000 rupees. Now the question is, out of this 21,000 rupees, what amount, this is balance is 21,000 rupees, what amount will be transferred to the profit and loss account? If I said that if the work completed is more than 50% or more, up to 90%, we calculate 2/3 of the profit, right? So notional profit multiplied by the 2/3 of the profit multiplied by cash received upon work certified, right? So cash received is 2 lakh, work certified is 2,50,000. So right, so this 21,000 multiplied by your 2/3 multiplied by cash received upon work certified, it comes to be 11,200. That will be transferred to the profit and loss account. And out of this 21,000 rupees, the rest amount 11,200 will be transferred to the profit and loss account, and rest amount of 9,800 rupees will be shown as reserve, right? So the balance from the contract account 21,000, so 11,200 profit and loss account, 9,800 reserves. So this is the total of the contract account, that is 21,000 rupees. So your profit in this example is 11,200 and the rest is your reserve. On the base of this, now we will prepare the balance sheet, right? So it may be 2006, 2020, whatever the years is given. Share capital, again it is given. In our example, the trial balance said that share capital is 1,20,000 rupees. Profit and loss account 11,200. This we have just calculated by in the contract account, that out of the 21,000, 11,200 will be transferred to the profit and loss account. Rest will be shown to the 9,800 will be shown as reserve. But out of this 11,200, this abnormal loss, because you have lost some material and stores which is of abnormal nature, which we have shown on the credit side of the contract account. So this loss of 9,000 will be deducted from the profit that is being transferred, that has been taken from the profit and loss account. So less abnormal loss 9,000 rupees. Let me take liability side first. Creditors given 10,000 rupees. Now coming to, this is the liability side. Now coming to the asset side, land and building 43,000 rupees, plant in store 4,500 rupees. It's given that you have a plant in store 4,500, plant at site 13,500. See, like 15,000 rupees worth of plant has been depreciated to the extent of 1,500. So your depreciation, after depreciating, your value of the plant is 13,500 at the end of the year, right? So and then you have creditors 10,000 rupees. So this creditors is being given in the example that you have given in the trial balance, and out in this trial balance you are given 10,000 rupees is the creditors at the end of the year, which will take to the balance sheet. Work in progress, like you have work in progress in two forms, work certified. What is work certified? Work certified, when a contract takes place, that in that case the work is under progress. So the contractee appoints an architect, and this architect or the engineer certifies that to what extent the work has been completed, or what is the value of the work of which, on which will make the payment. So architect issues a certificate to the contractor that this much work has been completed by the contractor. On this basis, the payment is being made by the contractor to the contractor. So that is work in progress, 2,50,000 rupees. And work uncertified is 2,000 rupees. Again, this is given. This is also work in progress. That comes to be 2,50,000 plus 2,000 rupees, right? Less reserves. As I said, that you have earned a profit of 21,000 rupees, out of which that X amount, that is in our example, this 11,200 rupees has been transferred to the profit and loss account, and rest is has been transferred to the reserve account. So why this reserve is being created? This reserve is being created because since the work is still under progress, tomorrow there may be some exigency, because there may be some abnormal reasons, or abnormal reasons in the sense there may be some additional expenses which your business have to incur. So in order to follow a conservatism principle, right, we show an amount, we don't, whatever the notional profit we calculate, this notional, whole of the notional profit is not being shown as profit. Only a part of the profit is being shown as a profit, and rest is being shown as a reserve. So this value of reserve is being reduced from the work in progress. So in our example, so work in progress is worth 2,52,000, and again this should be very clear in your mind that work certified is on the basis of the value of the contract. That is, it is on the selling price, you may call it even in a layman language. And work certified is always at the cost price. What is the actual cost that has been incurred by the contractor for doing that work? So this work uncertified is always at cost, right? And that is being further reduced by the reserve figure. So this reserve figure is 9,800 rupees, right? And out of which, in our example, it said we have received a cash of rupees 2 lakh. That is, 2 lakh is the 80% of the work certified. So we have already discussed this point that the work certified is 2,50,000 rupees. So it says cash received, because it is a balance sheet which we are preparing. Cash received is 2 lakh, right? So the total comes to be 2,50,000 plus 2,252 minus 8,000 reserve minus cash received 2 lakh. So the balance is 42,000 rupees that you show on the credit side, right? So this 42,200 is a value that you show on the credit side, the outer column. In the contract accounting, or for that matter in the cost accounting, or in the whole of the accounting system, there are certain calculations which we do in the inner columns, right? And the final figure is being shown in the outer column. So there are two columns which we have made here, the inner column and the outer column. The workings are being shown here in the inner column, and finally we have shown the 42,200 figure in the outer column. And cash received I have already shown it, right? So 42,200. And finally, in your trial balance is given, the bank balance is 25,000 rupees at the end of the year. So that comes to be 1,32,200. So this is how you match your balance sheet. So let's recapitulate how we have solved this problem, right? So again, very quickly, what you are given in this question is that in your example, you are being given a trial balance, and you are given certain facts regarding material, facts regarding plant, facts regarding work done, right? What is the closing stock, the material and the depreciation of the plants, right? And on the basis of that, certain figures are given, and you are given at the end of the period the trial balance, right? All these trial balance figures are given. Then on the basis of these figures, you are being asked in your practical like situation, in your business like situation, if you are a contractor, if you have undertaken a construction of a building, construction of a road, or say bridge, anything. So what you will do as a contractor, you will prepare a contract account in order to find out the profit or the loss for that period. Since the work is ongoing, you may be having various contracts at simultaneously. You may be having 4 or 5 contracts for each of the work, for each of the project. You prepare a separate contract account in order to find out what is the profit or the loss of that particular project. So on the debit side, as in this question, in this example, you are showing material cost, plant cost, wages, expenses. On the credit side, we are showing work in progress, in form of work certified on the basis of the architect's figure or engineer's figure, work uncertified, and if there is any abnormal loss, you are showing on the credit side of the contract account. Whatever the plant or the material, whatever it is being returned to stored, you are showing on the credit side, right? Whatever the closing stock is of the material, of the plant, you are showing on the credit side, you are showing this credit side. In this way, the difference of the credit and debit, you calculate the profit or the loss. That I'll call it a notional profit. And on the base of this notional profit, as per the formula we have discussed in my previous lecture also, you calculate a part of the notional profit to the profit and loss account, and rest you show as a reserve, as we have shown in this example. So this is the way you prepare the contract account. And finally, you are preparing the balance sheet. On the balance sheet, on the liability side, You have a share capital, the profit and loss account, which we have taken from the profit and loss account of the contract, right? If there is any abnormalness, that amount will be reducing the profit on the asset side, whatever the closing stock is that you are showing, right? And finally, on the asset side, you are showing work in progress, that is the work certified, uncertified, less reserves, right? Less cash received. This is the way you prepare the balance sheet, and the two sides of the balance sheet must match. So in this way, you can find out that what is the profit and loss and what is the situation of the balance sheet at the end of the period. So this is, friends, about contract costing, and these are the type of situations which you come across while preparing a contract account, and by and large you are being asked to prepare the contract account and the balance sheet in a practical situations. Thank you very much.